Well, it had stopped. I'd gotten past a point where I could live that way and it would be in any way rewarding.
Yeah, he kind of stayed and stayed and stayed. There was a time he was going to go, but he didn't kind of really leave. Yeah, he kind of turned up and said he could stay in the bungalow. My sister cleaned it out so it was nice and clean. So, kind of, I thought something was up. Actually, Dylan turned up. Dylan's his brother. Dylan was visiting from France, and he came on the Sunday night, and Simon was very excited about his arrival. But nonetheless, that ain't gonna work. But little did he know that he had deep and dark and dirty secrets.
What was coming up for Simon was always there for Simon. He was something he suppressed, and he was surviving by denying that, and just simply he was doing all sorts of things to deny something that was true within himself. I mean, you know, that was, I guess, something that was coming up with me. He came and talked to me all night one night, and he was revisiting his childhood stuff, trying to make sense of himself, to himself, I think, you know. But, I mean, he ran around and he did that. He kept everybody we knew awake for nights, you know, sort of going through his stuff.
No, I can't do it. Fucking hell, I've never seen such procrastination. Such consistent procrastination is incredible.
I'll play one. Well, we'll play it once and then we'll do it the thing. Done. Let's go.
Yeah. It goes well, the Bazooki drive-in theme with Big Lee Yellow. That's right, and you know, maybe in the future we'll be spending a fucking incredible amount of time together, so it's good to actually have a bit of fucking breathing space now.
It's got, you know, like when I flipped out, that was the feeling, you know. Nothing in my life has even come close to that feeling that I had when I flipped out. when I was psychotic, when I was fully psychotic, you know, and that was the feeling I had then was of pure love, you know. I felt like I was God, you know, I felt like God, and that feeling was something. As soon as they put me in hospital and I wasn't psychotic anymore, immediately all I could think was, how do I get back to that state? How do I feel that again, you know? And then eventually I did flip out again, and then I thought it again, yeah, okay, maybe obviously I want to get back to that state, but I don't want to be psychotic at the same time. Then I flipped out again, and then after a few times you start doubting yourself, you know?
I think he could potentially have been one of the best, you know, to actually have achieved, you know, great renown at 15 is a terrible burden. Fifth grade, he came home with the biggest smile you ever saw in your life and said they've got a band at school.
And my grandfather gave me a cornet for my birthday, probably when I was 12, I think.
I sort of really didn't realise how much of a natural he was until I went and heard the rest of the school band who'd been doing it for a couple of years, and Simon was the only one who, you know, he played 3 notes and they were music, you know.
Just loved it. Loved it, loved it. All through my childhood.
We'd moved around a lot and he'd always been a bit of a loner, and all of a sudden he was part of the band experience, and he had some... and it solved a lot of emotional difficulties for him, which again resurfaced later in his life.
Then the parents split up and we came to Melbourne with Tana.
The trombone in a way became his security blanket. I mean, he had a bit of a period where he was really playing with the top people in Australia and earning good money, and he's 18 and playing with, you know, arguably the best.
Simon is such a genius player, for God's sake. I mean, he started on trombone, he switched to trumpet when he was playing. He was part of the Music Yoi group again about 4 or 5 years ago, when it was Peter and Simon playing trumpet, and he plays trumpet just great. He sounds like Miles Davis, but he just does naturally. You know, he's such a genius.
Simon's one of those people, even if he doesn't want to play music, other people will make him play music. Because that's, you know, he's a good musician. You checked out here's a picture of us playing at the lounge. There's Simon, me, and Roy.
so big before.
It's Justine. Not bad. I'm just ringing to tell you the gig's been cancelled tonight.
He's had that experience that quite a lot of child prodigies do have, of all of a sudden just feeling like he was a fake.
Sorry I didn't get to talk to you.
Well, the main thing is just to get better, you know? You just do what you want to do. You want me to give you a riddle? A what? Yeah. Oh, this is going to be better.
Trying to do.
Yeah. You're all fucking talented, man. It's unbelievable.
I'm the producer.
Well, I'm doing that. Yeah.
I've never owned anger. I've never been able to own anger.
It was a time when that bipolar experience was really starting to manifest, and it was something that I wrestled with in my own youth, but it took a long time to really get into any perspective.
Well, I haven't seen Simon really since I've been back, but yeah, for me they're not good people to play with, you know. For me, I enjoy playing with them, and you know, they give me the room to just do what I want to do on the instrument, and hopefully I give them the room and support them, and you know, it's all you have, if you don't record it, all you have afterwards is a memory of it. You know, memories get distorted, and it's a thing that's sort of fixed in time, you know, because most of the time you play music and it's, you know, it's gone. It's just you know, you play it and it's gone.
One of the songs I wrote back then, Bigly Yellow, sort of happened like that. I was psychotic at the time. It was probably about 5 or 6 in the morning, and it was just a beautiful sort of dawn, and I was very blissed out. And that sort of song, like I heard it sort of like that. I didn't write it. I just sort of heard it, and then that was it. And I was thrilled. I just thought it was the best thing, like since sliced bread sort of thing. And then I brought it along to, we had this band at the time, Fat, Barmhum Fat, it was Dylan and Roy and Peter and Terry Fossmalley, bass player. Did you ever go to that, the little riatas? Yeah, in the middle of the night. So I brought it along to a rehearsal. And that song, it was 2 little phrases that were kind of repeated over and over, of about 3 notes each. and the bass sort of playing 4 notes, and that's all the song was, you know, so it was so minimalist, right? And I just thought, you know, I sort of showed Peter and the guys, and what do you think, you know, thinking, oh yeah, this is so beautiful. And Peter was like, what the hell, that's it, sort of thing, you know. But I was delusional, you know, it was psychotic. I still like it, you know.
It's not possible to do everything you want to do in one life. I don't know. I mean, no matter what you do, there's always going to be other things that you would like to have done also. It's like taking a road, isn't it? If you decide to drive down this road, you can't go down the other roads. You have to pick a road, and whatever that road gives you, or whatever happens to you on that road, is a result of having chosen that road, and therefore you miss out on the things that could have happened on had you taken one of the other roads.
Mythological truths, I start thinking more in terms of those. You know, like I am my brother's keeper, and he is surrounded on all sides by the tyranny of evil men. You know, Ezekiel 25:3, stuff like that. Starts getting clearer for me, understanding what they actually meant by that. When you close your eyes, you just have images popping in like this, and you understand all of them in mythological terms.
So I think it's a danger to do too much inner searching. I mean, you know, digging, you see Simon, I mean, you know, he opens up into that psychotic state. I mean, this is why I hope Simon will keep on with him. It'll just sort of, I mean, it's awfully hard work, you know, and you dig, and basically you leave this open cut mind, you know.
I had this dream when I was a kid. There was a girl that I liked at school, and I had a dream about a friend of hers, which was so nice that I can still remember it now. I was like 12 or something when I had it, and it was just, you know, it wasn't sexy or anything, it was just, I think we were on a boat and a river and had this picnic and shit. And it was such a sweet dream that I can still remember it now. I can still remember images of the dream. Bloody Phil. Bloody Chisler. Bloody Interfred. Fucking Dylan. Fucking Roy. Fucking Tana. Bloody hell. Bloody Nigel. Bloody Nubar. God damn. Bloody Sophie. Fuck. Bloody Queensland. Bloody Melbourne. Bloody Australia. Fucking music. Do you know, I'd like to play some nasty music again, you know? Play some of that devilish shit that we got in with Roy. And yeah, I don't know, for a long time I really didn't think I was gonna sort of survive being a heroin addict at all, you know, especially after psychosis and stuff. I really, when I thought about it, I didn't like my chances, you know. I really thought that, you know, I'd either deck myself or just, you know, whatever, OD sometime or do it on purpose or whatever, just because I felt so miserable and it felt like there was just no way out of it, you know.
Say that about it, you know, when a kid comes along. When Tex came along, it was seeing that immediately in him and at the same time thinking, well, fucking hell, that's me, exactly, you know. I'm also that perfect little baby, you know. Exactly the same, you know, exactly the same feeling Tana had when I came along that I have when Tex comes along, you know? And yeah, it was just horror at the thought of not being that, you know? Like already it's unimaginable that Tex would be anything less than magnificent. He reeks of the future, and the thought of actually not fulfilling that for myself brought up terrible, horrific feelings. Horror is what I felt with it. Ensemble gig and Bone Clan.
Cool.
Yeah, should be good, I think. I don't know what Oil Ensemble's doing, but Adrian said something about doing some late Miles Davis stuff.
Oh, great.
Which could be good, but I think the Bone Clan gig is funded. It's for the Jazz Festival in January. So, yeah.
But that's not a park over there, is it?
There's a park just down there.
Oh, right.
Yeah. You walk through and then there's a...
Is there a playground?
There's a playground and a huge big duck pond.
Oh, fantastic.
It's a great park. We're going to go there for Tex's birthday.
Cool.
Yeah. You know I'm a manic depressant, Mum.
You know I'm nuts.
I do.
Cheers.
Cheers. I love you, Mum.
Spiegel. Topolino's 4 a.m. Daughter son asked again how it was. Life was so hard, your father off and gone, homework, yours and mine, no money. The shame of everyone else's defences stuck in our faces, and me struggling under the burden of all the tears I cried. Yes, I remember, and those I hid or tried to hide. Yes, I remember. See, I say, I couldn't shield you for a moment from this bitter life of mine. I'm sorry, Mum. It's 4 a.m. and I'm not entirely straight. His face is 3, eyes like knives closed tight, tears like ants departing a clean corpse scatter across his face. What? Sorry for being my joy? I'm sorry, Mum, I'm sorry, Mum. He's 10 years old, gazing at his own face in despair. Look how beautiful you are, I said. This is his memory. Did I say that? Remember, he says, remember, I need you to remember. You saw my beauty. You must remember looking at that sad little boy and saying that. You looked over my shoulder into the mirror and saw my beauty. But I don't remember ever not seeing that.
Death?
What do you feel about death?
What do I feel about it? The fact that it happens.
What do you think happens to you when you die?
Nothing. That end of story. End of the line, you know?
The thing that makes it really difficult to cope with life is that when you ask how's your normal life as opposed to your artistic life or your spiritual life, well, to that I don't know how to answer, because it's, to me, there's no normal as opposed to unreal, you know. I guess there used to be, but I don't know, I'm so sick of being ashamed of myself. I guess it comes from the same place as my fear comes from. Fear of not being responsible. To really fearing not being able to respond to Tex's needs. And Kath's needs. And my own, I guess. Fear of not being able to respond to love with love.
That ain't gonna work. Anyway, the following day on the Monday, Simon, he had a gig. He was going to go to this gig, but he didn't have a trombone. It was all a bit suspicious because where was the trombone? Anyway, he told me on the Monday night, and I was having a rehearsal that night, that he was going to this gig. And I said, "Where's your trombone?" And he said, "It's at my mother's." So I believed him. I said, "Oh yeah, I've got to go early to the gig because I've got to go and see my mother to get my trombone." And he had this gig. It was at the 9th Ward. And yeah, so we left about 5 o'clock that night. And basically, what happened? Yeah, I thought he'd gone to the gig. Anyway, all the guys from my band came over. We had a rehearsal. And then in the morning, I heard this sort of rustling in the laundry and the tap going on. I'm going, how could the tap be going on in the laundry? No one's here, the only person who's here is me and Orlando. So I sort of went outside to see what was going on. It was Simon. He was in the backyard and he was all distraught and he was going, "Oh my God, I've got to go to hospital." And I'm going, "Why do you have to go to hospital?" And I could see all this redness all near his hands and on his arms, and he showed me and he'd actually slashed his wrist. It was all cut across here. Of course he did it the wrong way, because when you slash your wrist you're really supposed to do it this way. But anyway, he was all a bit distraught and he was a bit sort of, ugh. So I brought him inside and I bandaged up his wrists. And then I had a chat to him and he's going, "Oh, I guess I should go to hospital." And I said, "Well, maybe hospital's not the answer. Maybe there's other things that you need to, figure out, and suicide ain't going to be doing it for you." And then he told me the truth about where his trombone really was. And then he told me the truth about how he'd been taking junk, and pretty much that's why he never had any money, because he had started lying to me. He was telling me that, he had the telephone bill paid, because he was going to pay the telephone bill, all $450 of it. But he actually hadn't, because I got a notice from the telephone company saying that he hadn't paid it. Anyway, doesn't matter.
very, very, very unhappy for a long time, you know. And a lot, even when I remembered back to a time, say when I was young, and you know, writing to music, really gung-ho about it. And I know when I was young, I really enjoyed it. I loved being ambitious. I loved being so, you know, actively doing it. But I got myself to a point where I couldn't, when I looked back at those times, even though I know that I was very much enjoying it, that was my life at the time and I loved it. When I looked back at it, all I could see really was the pain of it, you know, like suffering. I just looked back and it was just suffering, you know. I felt like it was just, so I'd sort of felt like I'd burnt my bridges, you know. In that way I couldn't even, and then it was sort of, the reason why I didn't start playing again for so long was because I didn't want to, for a start I didn't want to play it and not be enjoying it, because that's what's the point of doing it, you know. You won't be able to do it, not even well, but you won't even be able to do it with any sort of joy if it's just like, well, I don't want to be doing this, you know. But equally, in fact, maybe even more so, I didn't want to get back into it and get back all that sort of ego and ambition and drive, you know, to me. That that's what I mean when I say I burnt my bridges like that, you know. It's I couldn't. I was scared that if I got back into it, I'd get all invested in it again. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
You get invested again in the sense that
it would be important to me. You know, I'd want to do it really well. I'd want to, you know, make records. I'd want to be successful. That sort of stuff. Yeah.
And what's wrong with that?
Well, nothing per se. I mean,